that you had some matter where you had an ex-boyfriend who's a police officer who's threatening you in some way?
My name is Mr. Kamal. I'm with policeabuse.com, and I understand you're an NYPD officer. And I received a complaint about you this morning from a young woman who reported that you had threatened her, that you were going to place nude photos of her in a public place to prevent her from seeking employment, and that you were attempting to coerce her out of the country. I know there's always two sides to every story, but the story was fairly alarming. I think the actions she reported to me this morning are criminal, and I intend to move forward with an investigation and attempt to reach the NYPD if any of this materializes with regard to the threat that she reported to me this morning. So I'm hoping that this call will resolve the matter. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to talk with you and give you more details. But I do believe that at least 2 felonies were reported to me this morning, and that the actions that she described are sufficient to warrant an internal investigation with the NYPD. I have not called Internal Affairs at this point. I will wait 24 hours from this phone call to see if you attempt to call me, and do know that all of our calls are recorded. Have a great day.
Hello, Mr. Cano. This is Detective Santos from Internal Affairs, attempting to reach you to try to obtain, if possible, the name of the complainant. Okay. You have a contact number. If you have a chance, call as soon as possible. Thank you.
Mr. Kamal. Well, regardless of what we release online, there is an issue here, and I just want to be clear about it. You reported what appears to me to be a crime. And if you don't want to go forward, you don't have to go forward. No one can make you go forward, but it doesn't change what he allegedly did. So let me ask you a question. Did he threaten you or did he not threaten you? Okay, I got the part about yesterday, but what you reported before yesterday was that he was threatening to force you out of the country and make you lose your job or not get a job. And that happened, correct? Okay. All right. Well, I'll tell you this. I already contacted NYPD, and I did it for a reason. I did not give them your name, but I did report what you described, because when you didn't call me back, my impression, and that's my impression right now, is that you're being pressured in some way. That's what I think. But let me just explain this to you. It's like somebody trying to undo a bank robbery. They go in, they take the money out, and then they go, I'm not going to spend it, and I won't do anything with it, and can I just go on about my life? What he was doing was illegal. And threatening someone with the use of pornographic images and videos is a crime. It's blackmail, basically. There are probably 3 or 4 statutes, both federal and state, that cover that, and he is a police officer. You don't get to do that and then put it back in the box. So we won't take any further action on the case, and we will not post any audio of you on our website. Well, I will tell Internal Affairs that you don't want to talk to them, but they're aware of the situation, because I think it's criminal, and I think that he may do something else as soon as the situation clears up. And I'll be frank with you, Tatiana. One of the reasons why the laws in many of the states were changed in the last 20-25 years is because domestic violence victims do exactly what you're doing right now. They file a complaint. The abuser then contacts them and says, I won't do it again. The matter is not resolved, and then some women actually get physically harmed because it wasn't reported. So this is what I'll do. I will not pursue the complaint, but NYPD may do what they decide to do, and I don't think they're going to do anything if you're not cooperating, but I still think it needed to be reported. So with that said, I'm going to conclude our call and wish you good luck. I understand. We will. Well, let me put it to you this way. We're not going to take any further action on your complaint, but I did talk to NYPD Internal Affairs, and they wanted your number. I did not give it to them. They wanted your name. I did not give them your name. I tried my best to abide by what we spoke about, but when I did not hear back from you, I felt it was an emergency and that the matter should be reported. I didn't know if this guy had come over to your house, if he was going to come down to your job. what he was going to do next, and I couldn't take that gamble. So at this point, we won't push the complaint. But if NYPD talks to him or talks to you, you can then tell them, I don't want to talk to you guys. It's all it's all settled. I'm going to tell you right now, though, it's like putting a crime back into the bag. It doesn't really work that way. If he did what you said, it's criminal, and he may be subject to some disciplinary action if they can prove it. Now, I'll be honest about it. I doubt they're going to be able to prove anything if you're taking the position that you're taking now. But I can also tell you this. Abusers don't, go away. They do what they do, and they will resurface at another time when things are in the clear. So at this point, I believe you're jeopardizing your safety, but I have no way of stopping you from doing that. So as I said, we're done with it, and we wish you well. And I will tell the police that you don't want to talk to anyone and you don't want to pursue any sort of action.
33, Sergeant Dillon, can I help you?
Yes, ma'am. This is Mr. Kamal. You called this morning.
Yes. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm okay, thank you.
Okay, I just talked to the female victim, and she's refusing to cooperate, and I'm fairly certain it's a direct result of the other party communicating with her. Obviously, she's describing that there's no issue, and she, so on and so forth. And I have recordings of her statement to me. She may not want to talk to you, but basically what she reported is that she is an illegal immigrant from Ukraine or somewhere in the former Soviet Union, and that she's been living or in a relationship with this police officer, that he became physically abusive. They broke it off. They had some videos that they had taken while they were in a relationship where they were having sex, and that when it broke off, he threatened to deliver the videos to her employer or her potential employers in the future, and that he would send it to her parents, the nude videos, the raw footage. And I don't know what all else is involved in terms of what they've said since they spoke with me, but she called this morning. She actually called last night and was tape recording me, and I feel that was she was probably directed to do that by the boyfriend, and told me that she didn't want to go forward. I asked her if she was being pressured. She said no, she just doesn't want to do it. But I told her that I already contacted Internal Affairs, that they were aware, and that she can then tell you that she doesn't want to go forward. So all I would say at this point is that your office, including the detective I spoke with yesterday, Santos, you guys are exceptionally professional. I'm stunned that with the quickness that you guys got back to us, and that's something we're going to post on our website. We're very impressed with how this was handled, regardless of what she does down the road.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Okay.
May I ask you to? You said you have recordings. Can you email them to me at NYPD?
Perfect. Okay, I'll get it to you this afternoon. And if you have any questions, feel free to call me back.
Okay, can I just ask you a question?
Yes.
I have just a couple of questions.
Sure.
When did they break up, do you know?
She said it was fairly recently. I don't know the exact date. It was in the last couple of months. And she says he's been stalking her ever since they broke up. He's been calling, making threats. She says she has text messages saved. That's what she told me yesterday. She may not want to produce them now, but she said she had text messages and other hostile comments, but he was being very careful not to leave anything that might be taken in as evidence later.
Okay. All right. And you don't know where she lives now, so she's not living with him, though?
No, they're not living together, but, the phone number, and may even be a cell phone, I'm not sure. But, I left him a message, so I don't even know if his voice is the voice on the answer machine. But in any event, anything we have by way of evidence, I'll be sure to provide it with you. In fact, I have at least, I think, 4 recordings, one with my secretary and I think 2 conversations with me, and I will email all of those to you by this afternoon by 2 o'clock.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
All right, ma'am. Have a great day.
One last, when you left the message on his phone, did you tell him what happened, that she called and said these things happened, or? Yeah,
in fact, I'll send you a copy of the recording. My initial thing with her was to tell her, forget the recording stuff, just let's get you in touch with Internal Affairs. And she said, no, please just give him a call and tell him that someone's looking into this. So I called him. I said, listen, I'm with policeabuse.com. I've had some things that were reported to me that I believe are crimes. I think that this needs to be dealt with by Internal Affairs. I'm going to give you 24 hours to call me back. If you don't call me back, or I'm going to be contacting Internal Affairs to let them know what I think about this. So I left a message, or I called, and then I got Lieutenant Santos or Detective Santos,
Right.
and then he took it from there.
All right, thank you very much.
Okay, thanks. Have a great day. Bye.
You too.
Uh-huh.
Bye.